Hi, where are you guys from?
Hooper Bay.
Hooper Bay, all right. Do you want to say hi to somebody in Hooper Bay right now?
Yeah, we'd like to say hi to our daughter.
Okay, just a minute. Let's start again. Where are you guys from?
Hooper Bay.
Do you have family there?
Yes.
Would you like to say hi to someone?
Hi, Mom, Dennis, Angela, and Josephine.
Hi, my bunch. We miss you. We're having fun, though.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jeannie.
Yeah, it's going to be on this weekend.
Okay. Harold, come on.
Yeah. See, do you know what I'm trying to do?
Say hi, say bye.
Oh, where are you from?
From Holy Cross.
Holy Cross.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Mitzi Turner.
Mitzi, do you want to say hi to someone from Holy Cross?
Hi, everybody in Holy Cross.
Good, thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, where are you from?
Anvik.
Anvik. You want to say hi to someone in Anvik?
Hi everyone in Anvik. My brother's playing.
Oops, look at her. Hi, I'm from Grayling. My son is also playing. Hi, everybody in Grayling. My name is Winnie Burkett.
Okay, thanks, Winnie.
My son's name is Kevin Burkett. Number.
Okay. Interview you on just getting a little bit of fun stuff. Is that okay? Okay, everybody? Okay, let's start from 1, 2, 3. Hi, you girls. Where are you from?
Aniak.
Aniak. All right, what's your name?
Heather. Andrea. Amanda. Julie.
You guys want to say hi to your friends in Aniak?
Yeah. Hi. 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 We miss you, fellow half-breeds.
Hi, guys.
Half-breeds.
Hi, how are you?
Half-breeds rule.
Come on. Where are you from?
Hooper Bay.
Hooper Bay, yay, Hooper Bay.
ball team.
You want to say something to your friends in Hooper Bay?
Hey, how you guys doing? Having fun in Athens. From guys.
Say where you're from?
Hooper Bay.
Hooper Bay,
From
yay,
Hooper Bay.
Good.
Wanna say hello to anybody?
We're from Hooper Bay. You guys will be on this weekend, okay? I hope you see it.
I'm the head coach for the Hooper Bay Warriors. I'd like to say hi to Victor Seaton and the people back home. We love you. We love you.
Jared Lake. Lester Green. Joseph Seaton. Everybody back home. Bosco Olsen Jr., Lester Bell, Eric Olsen, Riley Simon.
Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Yep.
Good luck in the tournament. Good luck, Coach. Thanks.
And then they tried to make some swim. Okay. You know what we should do? Let's do a real quick. Come on, John. It shouldn't be an issue with you guys.
Yeah.
Who do you think I am? I'm mixed blood, just like you.
It's really hard for us, you know.
We don't get that much coverage in the newspaper.
Even in the newspaper, there's like very small about us.
Well, because you make an issue of it, it becomes an issue. It becomes something negative. if it was something positive constantly.
They have the best record of all the teams. They haven't lost. It's 21-0. They haven't lost any games at all yet.
And we're getting these little things like this.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Well, I tried to help, but all I get is insults, so I don't do it anymore. I'll do a story on you guys.
Okay.
I'm by myself.
Yeah, man.
I will do a story. If you guys have a positive attitude and just say, hey, we are mixed bloods. You know what?
We're proud.
I'm like you guys.
And it's
let's
good
do
that
a
you're
quick
supporting
thing, John, because with me are some students from Aniak, Alaska. And in the past, the press has had a problem with the name Half-breeds. That's the name of their basketball team. It might sound bad to you, but they're proud of it. Why are you proud of the name, the Half-breeds?
Because it's who we are. I mean, I'm a fourth Athabascan and a fourth Eskimo and half Italian. I'm proud of it.
We're proud of who we are. We wouldn't be anybody else. We wouldn't want to be.
Good. Now here's the thing. I want to explain something to you real quickly. It's not the reason people don't like the term is that's how the white people bred slaves and pigs. It's not in mixed blood that people have a problem with.
So people associate it with a derogatory term.
Yeah, it's not being mixed blood. We're proud of who we are too. But it's like, that's what they used to use, that's all. Okay, we'll put that little tiny piece. Anchorage? Cool. Okay, you guys, could you do me a real big favor? You don't want to be on? Are you all shy?
I'm just helping out. I graduated a long time ago.
It doesn't matter. You don't have to be a student.
Okay, that's fine. Very well. What would you like?
Be a little over $2.4 million, 97.
All right. Thank you very much, Matthew.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah, I want to get
Say, I want you to be last name. Say your name and say, I want you to be last name. Oh, my name is Nellie Forbes. Real loud. Heartbeat. Let's do it once more.
And management will be recorded.
And Nellie, let's go once more. I interrupted you. I'm sorry. Just say the same thing.
Oh, okay. My name is Nellie Forbes. I watch Heartbeat on Sunday on Hope. And it's super great.
Thanks, Nellie. See, these are the Dementives. The Dementives are well known throughout the state of Alaska for their beautiful fiddling music. And they tell me that they're in semi-retirement. You're in semi-retirement?
Thank you. We're still having a good time with our music now and then, but we're slowing down.
Oh, great.
But it's about time.
Yeah. Do you come to this basketball tournament every year?
We sure do. We love it.
What's your team?
Our team is the Holy Cross.
Oh, right. Okay.
Grayling, Shaglook, and Anvik. We're rooting for them.
I said Dementives. Okay.
A single A championship, we caught up with the Holy Cross team. Very much.
Say your name and say, I'm from Holy Cross of Heartbeat, Alaska. Yeah, okay. Mike him. He worked with me before. He's a little dog.
My name is John Gregory, and I'm from Holy Cross, and I like Heartbeat, Alaska. Yeah. All right.
Number 30, senior co-captain Gerald Lake.
Okay, get footage of these teams right now.
That's my brother.
There's some in my hotel room. Look, picking.
Oh, praise God. You guys, I eat that stuff like crazy. You guys from Shishmouth, it's the best uguk I ever had.
I'll trade you for some Big Mac.
Okay. Could you call me and I'll pick some up if that's okay? Okay? Well, right.
Shake your hand.
Oh,
this is my mom.
I want to shake your hand.
She said you two waved to each other in traffic one time.
Rebound!
This is going to be on this weekend. You know what, you guys? I'm starting so many new shows that I'm looking for hosts. People to do the, help me out. Because I've got the computer, the non-linear, and I'm starting a Christian native show. Wow. I need hosts. And you guys should, both of you. I think
he would be really good.
I know, but he didn't because he wasn't ready at the time. And and so I had a pressure because I think someday he will. Yes. But you guys, the open is so
Help!
Maybe we'll go visit you sometime.
Number 33 for the Warriors, Jared Lakes, proud sponsor of ASAA championship events. Supporting Alaska's youth is an investment that will
One, two, three, work!
Stay with them, stay with them. Hands up! I'm changing. Let them go. Go, go. I'm changing.
Type of treatment that the federal government has on more than on one occasion dealt with Indian tribes in such fashion. Well, now we know that that in fact is what ANCSA accomplished. But what we can also take away from this is the fact that the Venati case has resulted in the aspirations of Village Alaska as being one where they say, enough is enough. We're not giving up anything more. That we are sovereign governments, and we will continue to be sovereign governments. And it's time for the state of Alaska now to come to terms with that. Although the governor has announced a newly formed task force to look at tribal relations, tribal-state relations, although that is a positive first step and one that is a necessary one, we remained a little bit skeptical of his commitment until we see that there are tribal representatives at the table, the people that have the greatest vested interest in the outcome of any discussions. They need to be at the table to sit down and talk with the governor as to how the state can begin to empower, recognize, and respect the existence of tribal governments in Alaska and the very important role that they play in governing their communities. So we remain hopeful that the governor is sincere in his commitment and that he will invite tribal leaders to the table, and that what we will get is something a little bit more than just lip service, but action, because that is what is needed now.
Heartbeat Alaska thanks all corporations, organizations, and individuals for supporting us financially. If you'd like to make a contribution, we thank you. You're the one making Native news possible. Simply send a check to Heartbeat Alaska, 5861 Arctic Boulevard, number B, Anchorage, Alaska, 99518. It's a tax-refundable contribution, and thanks again.
I think I've said earlier that no court decision is gonna change my way of life, who I am, or how I'm gonna make my future decisions. I'm gonna continue, I think we're gonna continue to live the way we live and maintain our culture, and that the world should respect who we are and let us live as who we are.
We know we still got our tribal government and 1.8 million acre of land that we proudly have a sovereignty government within this boundary. And it doesn't have any effect on my life. It's just that we just didn't lose anything.
Well, we would hope that the Native community does not take this decision as a blow to the sovereignty movement. Because, as we have said, how can 9 justices 10,000 miles away tell communities how to run their lives? What we need to do is continue doing exactly what we have been doing and continue to keep the pressure on the state of Alaska to come to terms with the fact that we are here to stay. Tribal governments are here to stay. The state must find a way of respecting that and working with tribal
I
governments.
think Congress has to continue to remain vigilant to its trust responsibility to protect the interests and the future of tribal governments against what is often a very recalcitrant state government. Congress has had a mixed but nonetheless important role in this regard in subsistence. It has kept the state's feet to the fire on subsistence, and Congress needs to play a similar protective role in advancing the interests of tribal governments, in maintaining the authority to govern their communities and for the welfare of their people and their generations. There are some 100 tribes in Alaska that occupy areas not occupied by any state municipal government. There's no other government there. There's no other government that cares. They are the only government in those areas. So of course, nature is not going to tolerate a vacuum in government. Those villages will continue to exercise all of the powers they have exercised before this opinion. The views of 9 justices 10,000 miles away in Washington, D.C. can't stop that. And the governor and the state legislature and the Congress need to understand that is a reality, and somehow the law has to come back around and match that reality.
John, can I just follow up on that to give some of the practical examples of what we mean in that tribal governments are doing what any government does. In Venatai's situation, Venatai maintains the airstrip, it maintains the water and waste facilities, the dump site, fire control, law enforcement. It does everything that what you would find a municipal government in Anchorage doing. And it's when you live in Anchorage, you don't question the authority of the municipality to carry out these regulatory functions. So why should that be questioned with respect to a tribal government doing the same thing?
Whatever the court decision they make, on the white man's side, they said that we lost Indian country case, but on my tribe, myself, I think that I never lost because we still Indian country here in native village of Venatai.
Well, I think that Governor Knowles really has lost the support of the Native community. He did get in there by the skin of his teeth and based upon the Native vote. He's lost the loyalty of the Native people, both on the issues of tribal sovereignty and on subsistence. Whether or not he's able to turn that around at this point remains to be seen. Again, I have to emphasize that although he has put together a task force on tribal relations and has stated his intention to seek ways of working with tribal governments, he's going to have to produce and do so very quickly, because I don't think promises are going to be sufficient. We received promises before he was elected, and those promises turned out to be a little bit of hot air. So what we want to see is some action.
I'd like to thank everyone involved with making this program possible. Thank you so much, Gary Simple, for reporting from Venatai, Alaska, getting the interviews. Thank you, Wrights Air Service, for getting the tape from Venatai to Fairbanks. Thank you, Verna at Alaska Airlines Goldstreak, and Jeanette at Wrights Air Service, and Bob, thank you so very much for making this story possible. John Crabb, thank you for your fabulous interview with Heather Kendall Miller and Lloyd Miller. Steve Simmons, who was the engineer here on Heartbeat Alaska, a major player in making this program possible. We'd like to thank all of you once again, and God bless you. Please tune in again next week for more Heartbeat Alaska when we resume our regular programming. We'll see you then.
Nothing will ever change us like the way we live today. We've been living like the way we've been living the last 10,000 years, and it's gonna keep on going. Will never change.
Surround me, your magic, casting spells on the way that I see. All around there's a half-hidden world and it's crying out, hear me. Tu savais non? There's a heartbeat louder than thunder.
Okay. Yat to yat het al silzit to yat to she ya arin clartin she ka bahan shle to nagan bashin to my discussion the chanel haslishin the che to aro ya tunzela holia kwe ya cash kwe shit to kwe ya shi ya ho to nan shka to aro ya question on snat shagan hollo to shasti to hollo to shalchin hollo to shmaro hollo je hollo de he died so aro ya shikondel to shitkadatin hollo to shisodazen hollo to shaina nat shinanish shidahislo to aro ya edishle na taro shahala besodasin to shichiyanle to aro ya shmahallo to بالخيجة هلا الصن هلا رود نهلا أكيد أيه الصن شله تونس له هلا بخاي كاشله.
And you said, what was that?
Okay,
basically,
I just went to school for a short time, so excuse me for that, and I'll try my best, but I'm a water edge clan, and my mother is a water edge clan. My dad is Hanagahni clan. We go by clans as Navajos, and we don't marry somebody that's our own clan. That's the against our religion and against our ways, so we don't do that. And then we have home, a hogan, and a fire, and our dishes. That's the tools of our life, and our food. Our main food is corn, and the corn pollen is our our prayer, we pray with it. And a little bundle, we put our corn pollen in there, we pray every morning. And the white corn, we grind it, we pray with that in the morning. And the yellow corn, the white corn is a male corn, and the yellow corn is a female corn. And we pray with that in the evening. And then that we pray that we will live good life and have a good mind, and that we will pray on and go on with our life every day. We pray for our children, our relatives, and we have sacred site where we pray. And we have a medicine bundle that we pray with. We have medicine mans that prays for us. That all these are sacred, and let me see. And then with all these, how we live, we teach our kids. But nowadays, some of our kids don't listen to that. But we're teaching them. This is the way to live. This is our